Hi, guys. Darla and Kevin here. We're still working on our 21 days of bringing joy back into your marriage. This is day 10, but we also want to talk about quality time. So we're just going to combine everything together tonight. And, at the end of somebody's life, I was talking to a few people today that have lost loved ones this year, and we have too. And it's hard at the holidays to, because you're missing them. But at the end of somebody's life, they're not usually wishing they worked more. Most people would just give anything for one more day, right? More time with their families, more quality time. So it's really important to get rid of these when we're on a date and get rid of these when we're having dinner. Because if you think about it, we didn't used to have all this stuff, right? So I'm pretty sure if somebody texts me that if I'm eating dinner, it'll be okay. If it just waits 30, 40 minutes, right? Because this is the most important people. My family who I'm eating dinner with is the most important people. And so when you're having dinner together once a night, once a week, maybe, if that's all you can do for your family, then put the devices away for 30 minutes or an hour. We just got so in tune to having them all the time, and as soon as people sit down to dinner and their phone beeps, their attention just goes there, and they're not really there with that person. And even on a date. So when we're talking couples and quality time, that's really important. So the other part that goes with that is when I come home from my day, Kevin listens to me sometimes. Pepper's decided to play, so you hear her playing in the background. And this goes for anybody, man or woman. But sometimes we had all this stuff going on in our day, and we got to talk about it, and we have to tell them about it, and we have to tell them about it. And then if they pick up their phone in the middle of me telling them about it because they got a text from somebody, or their phone beeped because somebody liked something on their social media, that's not cool. Yeah, that's not cool. So you got to be there and be present. And Kevin will tell you that he learned this a long time ago, and it's really, really great information to pass along, that when your loved one is talking and talking and talking, how do you stay paying attention even though you might not really be interested in what that person is talking about? Not me, of course, but
somebody else. Well, the first thing to remember is, as we've said before, this is the most important person in the whole world to you. You picked them and you asked them to marry you. And so Darla is that important person to me. So if she is telling me something, then I feel like I should listen. It may not be something that's going to affect me or affect my day, but if it's important enough for her to tell me, it's important enough for me to listen. I have learned over the last recent, maybe year, couple years, that when she is not telling me something, it is also important for me to ask her a different question than I used to. I used to say, "What's on your mind, sweetheart?"
There's like so much.
Gentlemen, do not use that question. Your wife's mind has about 15,000 trains moving around in all kinds of circles.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going. There's all kinds of things going on up there. In most guys' minds, there is maybe one track, maybe two, and there's always a stop sign stopping the one train from going this way. If we can focus, that's generally something that guys are strong in. But don't ask your wife what's on your mind. Ask her, what's the most important thing that's on your mind right now that you would like to tell me? Ask her to be specific,
Man, that's
to
a hard
allow
one.
her to focus on one of those things that really is important. Because if she tries to tell you 15 things at once, you won't be able to understand it anyway, if you're like most guys.
But then when I'm talking, what do you, oh, not me maybe, but what do you do about it when I'm talking?
Right. And
Telling you
so
something.
when she is talking, I try to listen. I try to look in her eyes
He does.
because they're beautiful anyway.
Oh, thanks.
And I try and listen to what she's saying. I don't try to think, what do I need to say in return? I try to listen to understand, not to be understood. So I'm listening to understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just to make sure that I'm understanding, I will reflect it back to her. So it sounds like you're feeling this about this situation.
No, that's
And-
not it at all.
And she will
It's
tell me
this.
that I'm wrong, usually, or she will clarify what
Yeah,
she
that's
is
it.
trying to tell me so that I can understand.
That's it.
She will put it in words that I can fathom and I can understand. Okay? So, when I was first married a long time ago to a different woman, I was under the impression that when she told me something, I was supposed to fix it. People tell me things and I fix things. That's what I do at work every day.
Mhm.
And that was my impression of that's what she wanted me to do. That is not what she wanted me to do. She wanted to communicate with me about her innermost feelings,
Mhm.
which just as Darla wants to communicate her innermost feelings to me, and most ladies out there. They want to be able to tell you about their day and what happened. They're not asking for you to tell them what they did wrong and how they should have handled the situation. That is not what they're asking for in almost every case.
Right.
They are trying to share their innermost thoughts and feelings with you so they can connect further, so they can become closer and your relationship will grow. That's what they're looking for, I believe. After all these years of trying to figure this out, I think that's what they're looking for. Am I correct?
That is good advice. And when it gets really quiet, would be a good time to figure out a way to say, hey, what you thinking about in there?
Right.
What's heavy on your heart today, or something like that. Yeah. So,
Because there's probably something she is thinking about. Trust me. There's always something. She's just trying to figure out how to explain it to you. That's why she's quiet.
well, and when you communicate and you have quality time together, it's okay if it's quiet. I mean, some couples like to read. It's okay if they're sitting on the couch or wherever next to each other and maybe they're touching each other, but they're both reading something. And that's could be their quality time together. It could just be peace and quiet, and they're together and they can feel each other's energy, and that's okay too. So it doesn't always have to be talking and all of that, but we're talking more about not just how, oh, it was cold today. Oh, it was cold at work today. I had to wear my sweater all day. Yeah, that part. But like what really happened? What's really on your heart today? Things like I'm missing my mom. It's Christmas, things like that. Like that's hard, So I'm going to make favorite cookies tomorrow that Kevin's mama used to make. And I'm going to make pumpkin pie tomorrow that my mama used to make. And we're just going to celebrate. But he knows sometimes now when I do something like that. The other day was my mom's birthday, and I was kind of quiet that day. And I made a batch of cookies, and we haven't been eating cookies. And I made them anyway because I needed to, because that was a celebratory thing for my mom's birthday. So that's what I did. And then it was fun and happy, but he knew to come and ask me what was going on. And so that was a hard day, but it was nice that I had Kevin there to be with me. So you got to tune in, like turn that dial and tune in, and don't get the static and don't get all the other garbage out there. Tune in to each other, right?
That's right. And we're talking primarily tonight about guys listening to their ladies and their spouses. So it's not always that way. It goes both directions. Ladies, when your husband is trying to tell you why the football play was so important and why it's going to make a total difference in this season and how he feels in this next 5 minutes, then try to listen to that and try to understand that it's important to him. And whatever is important to him is also important to you.
Yeah, it might be good if you're not a sports fan to learn the rules of the games that your spouse loves, because it makes you have more quality time and more engagement with them, and you can talk about it easier. I gave Kevin ESPN Red Zone for his birthday, which gives you the touchdown, the teams that are always in the red zone, which is 20 yards away from the touchdown in football. And so it just keeps showing you a different team of who's getting ready to score, And it's pretty cool. But it's like ADD kind of, because it keeps going and going. And he stepped out of the room one day and I was in here and I'm like, oh, honey, they just scored a touchdown. And he was like, who? And I'm like, the blue guys. And he just started laughing because by the time he came, it was a totally different team. And I didn't realize the red zone was on. I thought he was really watching the game. So I tried, you guys, But anyway, so engage with something that is fun entertainment for them as well. And learn the rules, learn the games, learn what's important, learn their favorite team, that kind of stuff.
Right. So even though yesterday we talked about the importance of having your own identity in your marriage, tonight has been about how to be together and how to become stronger together. And listening to understand is a very important part of spending quality time together.
Yeah, be a good listener.
Right. So we hope you all have a great holiday. We will be here tomorrow, in case you wondered.
Oh, hey, listen
and
up.
We'll be talking about, what's that?
I said, oh, hey, listen up.
Yeah, listen up.
We have new stuff to tell you.
Yeah. What is that?
We got certified in financial coaching. And so we have a new program, you guys. If you're in this group and your marriage is stressed a little bit from the debt or financial struggles, check it out. Come talk to us. We got a new plan for you. It's exciting. We're super excited about it. We're going to roll it out in January, but we're ready for it now. So
that's right.
We just
one more
make
way that you can save your marriage. And
right.
Finances tend to be one of the big problems that marriages tend to deal with. So if you need some help in that area, we're glad to assist in any way that we can. All right. So everybody have a very nice evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Is Christmas Eve. Wonder what we're going to have a challenge for tomorrow. Be looking on our Facebook page and our Instagram page so that you can find out in the morning. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.